JaMychal Quinn exiting, there are no black women coaches currently in the WNBA. And everybody trying to stomp on each other. It's reckless for Matt to dismiss it as a cash grab. They're Hello. Happy to be here. What is going on? Welcome to the No Bull Podcast, or welcome back to the No Bull Podcast. I am your host, Brianna Bull, and I am bringing you everything basketball. Because if you know bull, you know ball. Oh, see, hold on. This happens. See, this is why I make sure I'm all good to go. You see, the thing on the screen looks like it's not good. Hold on. Let me edit this. Hold on. Make sure we get this going, get this right. Is that better? It's always something, man. Let me see. I just need to scoot over, so I'm gonna just scoot the thing over. Hold on. That help? Or should I scoot over the other way? Okay, that does kind of help. Well then, let me move the camera. If I scoot. All right, there we go. It look good. It look better. Kind of. Let me go a little more. God, please. It's always something. All right. There we go. That's the best. We could be a little awkward today. What's up, Dame? Welcome to the chat. Glad you're here. Let's just do it. I'm going to do it one more time. Welcome to the No Bull Podcast, or welcome back to the No Bull Podcast. I am your host, Brianna Bull, and I'm bringing you everything basketball. Because if you know bull, you know ball. All right. So we have a fun agenda for us today. I'm really excited. As you can see, we're going to talk about the NBA All-Star selection, and we're going to for sure talk about the All-Star snubbed list. I'm a little frustrated with the NBA and the politics of it all. Like, we already have to go through what we go through in America. Why we got to also do it in basketball, I don't know, but we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about the Anthony Edwards new Adidas commercial that he just released. And I will say kudos to his creative director, because he was on Big Trolls. And then we'll talk about Unrivaled and that 3-on-3 basketball league that women have in the off season, and just how much of an impact it has made for fans, and their numbers in attendance at games and support continues to rise. So that means proof of concept. And of course, we're going to break down the teams and standout performances and things like that. Maybe check their website out. But that's pretty much what we will be doing today. Also, I did see, we could talk like random things that I saw, like I follow a lot of pages regarding basketball. Some of them are rumor mill, but I did see a legit Heat proposal for Giannis, and that included Terry Rozier. And we all know what's going on with Terry, but apparently he can't be on PTO no more, or unpaid leave. He can't be on unpaid leave. So his $26 million salary is now eligible to be traded, and apparently the Heat can leverage it in any deals that they have. So I saw that, still trying to figure out the ins and outs of that, because me personally, if I was anybody in the league, I would not buy Terry Rozier or accept it in any deal. But maybe it just goes beyond my scope of understanding. Anyway, that's okay. Let's talk about what I do know, which is this All-Star and this debate. Are y'all ready for this? Because I really want to hear what you all think regarding the snub. So did LeBron earn this due to this season's performance, or is this really his reputation? And are we okay with this? Because the reserve list was just recently released yesterday, and we all know, or if you don't know, reserves are selected by voting within the league, and it's NBA coaches that vote. And it's all anonymous, and they can't a player you can't vote for someone that's on your team. And I just think there are multiple players this year who are objectively, this isn't even subjectively. Like we're gonna talk through some stats. They are objectively better than LeBron this year. And for me, the metrics, I'm wondering what the heck metrics are they going off of? Are they going off of availability? Because LeBron only played in like 31 games so far. He's missed some games. Are we talking about defensive effort? Are we talking about efficiency? He's averaging a 50%, but I mean, some of the games he's scoring like 11 points and he's taking 10 shots to do it. And then like there's two-way impact, there's the workload. So I guess I just want to know what the coaches were thinking. We won't ever really know. But it looks like this is based and let me be clear of one thing. Let's be clear. LeBron James is one of the greatest players to ever touch the basketball. That's not a debate. I'm not debating that. I want to talk about this season. I want to talk about the politics and maybe just, I guess, vent frustration when I'm as a fan and I see I can name 3 guys that are having an extremely better season than LeBron right now who for sure deserve that spot. But yet Chet Holmgren and LeBron James, but I want to mostly focus on LeBron James. I just feel like I thought the All-Star game was based on performance. I thought that was based on it's pretty much sends a message you could play however you want to play, but we have this one guy who I guess is giving a lot to the game or who always creates an uproar with the fans and he's like supposed to be Mr. Popular. He don't got to perform great to be considered an All-Star. He probably just has to do just enough so we can have moments like this where we're probably going to have people debating, well, no, it's LeBron, he's the best. But so I'm not anti LeBron. This is not what that is, but it is frustrating that we're making exceptions for him. If you're if you're supposed to be an all-time great and all this rah-rah, the best player, why is it that it's hard to accept what's going on as a basketball fan, as a lover of the game? It's hard for me to accept this and just chalk it off as, well, it's LeBron. We might not see him in the All-Star. He was supposed to start last year. And he, on the day of, said, nah, never mind, y'all. I'm not playing today. So this year, is this going to be his final All-Star? Is that why this is happening? I'm just confused. Why are we making exceptions? I'm just not a fan of that. I would be saying it for any player, even my all-time favorite player. I just feel like, are people really earning these spots? Or it's really just like, we're just going to vote. We're just going to, that's what frustrates me. And I wanted to talk about it and hear y'all thoughts. Wutag 8434 said LeBron made the All-Star game only to probably not play in it like he did last year. Right. Sean or Jakor said the 3 P's: politics, privilege, and PEDs. Oh gosh. I know this girl Dom, shout out to Sports T. She would have definitely agreed with this. She would have loved this statement. I just, if it's very frustrating as a fan. Let's talk about stats, right? And we can talk. So LeBron this season for his stats, and even just watching him play, I'm still like, it's cool to see an old man do stuff like that. But I'm not looking at him and thinking this is all-star performance at all. He's averaging 21.9 points, 6.6 assists, and 5.8 rebounds in 31 games this season. 31. Okay, they've played overall, I think we're almost to 50 games so far this year. I can name 3 guys who had better stats. Let's start off with Şengün. Why is Şengün not an all-star? Why? He averaged 21 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 6.4 assists currently, and he's played in 40 games. And he's shooting 50% from the field. And he's probably their second option. So if we're comparing options, because my argument with Chet Holmgren's a third option. I just feel like I'm I'm looking at this and it's frustrating me. Şengün is almost averaging a double-double this season. He's one of the best leagues, if not the best, one of the best bigs in the league right now, playing real big basketball, like legit big basketball. It, if I'm looking at this list, if anything, you don't even have to take LeBron out. Take Chet out and put Şengün in as an all-star. Or do y'all want to see this whole Wemby and Chet Holmgren moment? Like, I'm just trying to figure out if they're doing it for the hype and they're not thinking about basketball. That frustrates me to my core. Another one, the Kawhi Leonard of it all. I mean, the Clippers are currently sitting in play-in position. When they let go of Chris Paul, they were 5 in like 16. They weren't even in double-digit wins, and now they're sitting in play-in opportunities, and I don't see them going anywhere. I don't see them dropping out of play-in, and it was definitely because of Kawhi. He's having a 50, 40, 94 season. And he didn't make All-Star, and they're playing in his hometown. The disrespect is crazy to me. That's insane. That's ridiculous. Let's do another one. If we talking snubs. Brandon Ingram. The Raptors are 4th seed. They're 4th. Who would have thought the Raptors would have been in 4th? Not even top 5, but 4th. Brandon Ingram having one of his best seasons that we've seen in a very long time. He's averaging 21.9 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 3.7 assists. So then if we're going to the whole, well, Scotty Barnes already got All-Star. So that would have been 2 Raptors instead of there's two Lakers. So you're pretty much letting everybody know you don't gotta play defense. You don't gotta have the best performance. If you could give your heart every single night, your team could have a better record, and we're still not going to give you All-Star because of the politics of it all. That's insane. I don't like that. I'm not feeling it, NBA. I like this. After seeing the All-Star reserves, it's starting to become a popularity contest. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what J. Cole said, I was hoping the music would speak for itself, but the people want everything else. No, I want to see good basketball. So if we're looking at the starting the Eastern Conference, and matter of fact, I can share my screen. Let's go to this media presentation real quick. Okay. Make sure it looks good. We still looking good. It's still looking good. All right, yeah, it look good. Look at this. So Eastern Conference, I'm not even upset about the East, really. It's the West that bothers the heck out of me. This Eastern Conference starting lineup, legit. When Mel and I did this was our starting lineup. I don't think there's anybody missed on when we did our starters. This is everybody we chose. And then going to the reserves, I love everything about this. Even the Norman Powell of it all. Absolutely. I'm glad he got it last season. He was phenomenal, and he kept it up this season for sure. This is great. There's nothing. I don't have too many qualms with this. I want to look at the Western Conference. Now, with Steph Curry in it, they're not having the Warriors aren't having the best year, but Steph is a Steph. Who knows if he'll be healthy for it? But looking at the West, this is definitely a popularity contest. Maybe aside now, Denny Avija, if you looked at just how the fans voted, Denny Avija got more votes than LeBron James. So him getting in there is pretty dope, not gonna lie. I'm not feeling this Chet Holmgren and LeBron James at all. It's phony. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox and get back to talking basketball. I don't wanna crowd up too much time hating on this because it is what it is. This is what we got. This is what we gonna make best do of what we have and what's going on here. Let me check the chat real quick, see what y'all talking about. Said we got what's up, Mel? Welcome to the chat. Dame said, can't control when someone come back from injury, but once I disagree because Reeves always played good with even all three of them on the court. I agree. Austin Reeves, now he's unfortunately been down bad with injuries, but I think there's no question if Austin Reeves did not have injuries and he still continued to play at the caliber he has been playing, he still wouldn't have made the list. Cause this is the tomfoolery we're dealing with. Mel said MPJ over Siakam. Now, I would have to agree with that one because even the Nets have a better record than the Pacers. And so I 100% agree with that. 100%. Sean makes a great point. The All-Star hasn't been decent since 2016. It hasn't been good since 2012, 2013. It hasn't been great since 2009. I'm not going to curse at the end of that. But yes, I agree. It's bad enough. The format was so bad last year. It was god awful. The only thing they try to do so much filler with Kevin Hart and Drewski, and they try to distract us from how bad it was. But it was so bad. So now this year they got the three teams, and they included the world team on there now. And I'm hoping that this is gonna give us maybe like even like a preview Olympics type of vibe. Like at least we can see possibly some decent bump, and they're not just going to be out there willy-nilly doing BS. Disciple said, "Be serious. Nobody's putting Şengün over LeBron." That's the thing. Are we watching basketball? I don't think we're really watching. What I love about Şengün is you've seen him developing his game. He's starting to shoot more threes. He's putting players actually in the post and playing basketball. Even with Wemby guarding him, he's still backing him down and making post moves. I mean, come on. That is all-star level basketball. His efficiency is crazy. He can lay it up, and then he's just like, are we just gonna keep letting are we gonna keep just being blindsided by the stardom? Like, it's nice. I'm not saying LeBron didn't give to the game, but we're talking about this season. This season. Come on now. Come on. Why wouldn't you want to watch Şengün in an all-star game? That's real basketball. Is LeBron going to play real basketball, or are we just going to move out the way so he can make a dunk? Or are we just going to see him match up against Steph and make it like a fun thing? Sure, we could see that on the Olympics. We've already experienced it. If we're going to milk it for all it's got and give it and have him up on the stage one last time just for sentimental reasons, I guess. But are they really going to hoop? I want to see basketball, man. The world is going to whoop Team USA. I would not be surprised if they did. My thing is, if Giannis and Steph sit the game out and Kawhi and MPJ may be replacements, then they should have just put them in there to begin with. The same thing they try to do to Jalen Brunson. That was how Jalen Brunson could play. I just feel like, why are y'all? What was the whole point then? What was the whole point if they're just going to do it like that anyway? Does that make sense? Like, if these, I feel like these guys know way ahead of time whether they're gonna play or not, and I think LeBron knew whether he was gonna play or not, but still they did it. I call it, what is it? I just don't like it. I really don't like it at all. The Lakers gaining 2 All-Stars while being a 6th seed is pretty bad. It's a joke. Like, I just feel like everybody's laughing at America. for so many different reasons. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at how we go about things, and it's pretty comical. Like, it's already bad enough we do other things outside of basketball. Now we get in basketball and we doing this. Come on, y'all. It's weak. Yeah. All right. I had my little I had my little moment here. Let's I think we can definitely say he got this all-star because of his reputation, not because of his performance. And so unfortunately that's just how the cookies crumbling, and that's what we have to deal with. Because of it, we better have the best all-star game we've seen in a decade. And if not, I'm gonna be right here in the same spot talking about it. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Ooh, dang. All right. Brief intermission. 1 second. My apologies, family. Okay, back like I never left. All right. So let's move on. Next topic, because I'm not gonna give the NBA any more satisfaction of the tomfoolery they be having us go through. Okay, moving on to this Anthony Edwards commercial. Now I've noticed when it comes to Anthony Edwards, if you heard me talk before, I definitely have a lot of unpopular opinions when it comes to Anthony Edwards. And quite frankly, it all comes from basketball. Again, this is just going to be another example of people caring more about everything else but the actual game. And I'm not denying that Anthony Edwards plays great. Again, he plays good basketball. I'm not saying that he's not a good player. Is he a good leader? Has he been effective enough? I think people get distracted with the Edwards antics that they don't hold him accountable for his lack of getting the postseason done. How many times has he failed in the postseason? When are we finally going to see him do something? And every time I see people talk about Anthony Edwards, they always make the excuse about what type of team he has around him. Well, then how come LeBron got it done? You feel what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna hype up Anthony Edwards to a level of superstar, then we need to hold him accountable. So what? He got a terrible team. I don't think he has a bad team around him at all. I think that's excuses for the Anthony Edwards stands. But nonetheless, I did enjoy this commercial. So I do want to play for us the Anthony Edwards commercial so that we can kind of talk about it, because he was trolling and it was hilarious. And so let's play it real quick and then we'll continue talking about Mr. Edwards. Let me get everything together, because definitely want to hear y'all thoughts.
Anthony Edwards in this commercial for his latest shoe with Adidas was taking shots at all the top NBA players. Besides that, I mean, you already got the high score. Besides me, who are you trying to beat?
First of all, having making it old school and then the commercial thing, that's fire. You feel what I'm saying? That's absolutely fire. Okay, let's keep going. And also, look at his shirt. Look at the A with the claws. That's so tough.
Myself, crazy, man. Man, I'm my own competition set.
And we all know Anthony Edwards has this whole confidence. He's the best guy. We love it. We love when you show up confident and everything. Even though last postseason you got mopped by SGA. I mean, it was belt to behind. I mean, the Wolves got eaten up. I was scared for them. Okay, off rip, we know who that is. And Anthony Edwards said weight room. Okay, look, strength 99, FT time, trade talk always. That's hilarious. I'm not finna hold you. So we know who this is. So Giannis, we see it. Then that's Giannis. Now we're going to hold on. Middle 103. Favorite accessory to whistle, not the twos. So this definitely is SGA. I mean, look at the headband and the refs. The joke is free throw merchant. Hey yo, this one sent me with the Luca. Oh my gosh.
Like or cash. It don't matter who on the floor. I'm top dog.
All right. All right, let's go back here real quick. So AE said he top dog. Oh, C-Money said he can't see. Were y'all able to see that commercial just now? Or did I play it and y'all didn't see anything I was saying? Please let me know. I thought you could see it. Anyway. Well, I feel like that whole commercial, everything he said was pretty accurate. I don't know the guys who were highlighted in the commercial, which is Wemby, SGA, Giannis, and Luca. I don't know if them highlighted. Oh, okay. Well, I just played the commercial. I thought y'all could see it. Dang. Okay. Well, I feel like all of them highlighted in that moment in the commercial. I truly believe that he thinks that they're the top. But what's interesting to me is when Wemby said a month or so ago, he said his top three that he thinks are the greatest include Giannis and SGA, but he did not even mention Anthony Edwards. So I kind of find it funny how Anthony Edwards is talking about these top 5 guys or top 4 guys that he considers greats, but when everybody else is having a conversation, he's never in it. Ever. And dropping a commercial with your shoes, and we've seen your commercials in the past. It's great. It's cool. Like, this generation is full of trolls. This generation is all about being funny and kiki kaka and who could come up with the most creative thing for the internet. The internet gangsters. Like, we all see that. But when it comes time for Anthony Edwards to show up for his team, he's nowhere to. He very rarely shows up in the moments that truly matter. And the fact that not people don't talk about that enough really blows my mind. I made a video talking about how good the Wolves performed without Anthony Edwards, and we've seen them have a lot of success this year playing against teams without him. So I just want to know. I'm not saying Anthony Edwards could probably be on any team and be good, but is he going to be on any team and actually bring them to some wins? And sitting at the West, they always end up with a great position. They always end up in the playoffs with Anthony Edwards as the face of the foundation of the organization. But being the face of the league, I think sometimes Anthony Edwards, he claims he doesn't care about it. But I think if it really came time for him, if he cares about being the greatest in a commercial, but in how you carry your attitude and yourself, but then when the time comes for them to say, hey, you're the next face of the league, and you say, I don't care. I could care less. Which one is it? Don't you want to be the greatest? Don't you want to be the face of the league? I think it is, because right now you're not going to get it, because right now, as good as you are, you don't have what it takes to truly bring a team to success the way other greats before you have done, despite who you have around. So I think we need to open our eyes and really pay attention to how Anthony Edwards affects his team, and also the lack of growth that Anthony Edwards has had. We don't see him improve his game. At least Shea Gildress can say he's gotten significantly better at shooting the three. And you see his growth year by year. We can't say with Anthony Edwards, we could say this man kind of stays in the same areas on the court. He does the same antics. And then when they're losing, he plays hero ball and takes a lot of shots. Now, it's normal for the first option to take a lot of shots. It's not like abnormal. But I think he has a good enough people around him who have improved over the years, i.e. Jaden McDaniels, i.e. Naz Reid, i.e. they gave him a shooter out of Dante. And then you have Rudy Gobert. I know all the people claim Rudy sucks and all this other stuff and the wops, but so what? The Wolves have Anthony Edwards is not the only reason the Wolves have made it where they've made it. Like, we need to wake up and really pay attention to what's going on when he's playing. So my lower third is Anthony ego growing faster than his game? I like to say yes. When is Anthony Edwards going to get himself to the line? Well, I mean, when is he going to show up for his team as a leader instead of, oh, I'm just that guy. Y'all need to pass me the ball because I'm going to make it. I'm going to make stuff happen. You're not making nothing happen. Tell me a postseason that you've made it to the chip. All right, bet. You haven't made nothing happen yet. So check the chat, see if there's any thoughts with Anthony Edwards. Nothing in the chat. All right. Well, I'm going to move on to the next topic, which is unrivaled basketball. We're talking about the women, so I'm really excited about that. Because we're starting to see the concept of the 3-on-3 game and the women able to generate money and extra income and revenue for themselves, as well as still being able to provide the fans with exposed, like they're getting themselves exposure and they're still giving fans entertainment in the women's. Like, just because they haven't been able to reach a decision yet and there's fears that the WNBA might not even happen this season, we still have Unrivaled. And I want to shout out to Unrivaled because they officially sold out of a game for the first time. I mean, they sold out an entire NBA arena. They sold it out. So I just want to say shout out to them. That's pretty cool. And I think that the 3-on-3 product, we've seen it over time be just like legitimately good basketball, but these ladies are going crazy. Dominique Malonga and Paige Beckers are putting on a show. Dominique has been dunking the ball like it's normal. I just think the spacing is clean, the pace is real, and the skill levels with the ladies is undeniable because in a 3-on-3 fast tempo space, we get to see them in a different light than under the whistle. But I just think we're seeing it's becoming way fun to watch. And I think that's always been the downfall for women's basketball and fans. And even when I post on social media about women's basketball, they always say nobody cares. Nobody watches it. It's not exciting. You must not be watching Unrivaled. You must not actually be watching basketball. These aren't basketball fans. These are people that just want to troll and not really pay attention to what's actually happening. These are people that don't truly have a love for the game, because if they did, they would see the skill, the decision making, the versatility of the women, and how they're continuing to elevate their game despite all their challenges that they're facing with pay discrimination, lack of benefits. So by March, we'll see the end of Unrivaled. But I wanted to go to the Unrivaled website, share a little bit with y'all what that looks like and the teams and things like that, and then also show you where the current standings are. So let me just go to the standings right now, and then you can even see like we'll talk about who's on what team and things like that. And if you've been with me since the beginning, this was how I started off streaming. I just was sharing my screen and we were talking about the basketball. So I'm excited to do this. Perfect. Okay. So right now we have, in fact, let me just close out of everything else. So it's clean cut. Okay. And then also, let me just open like a new tab so I make sure I see the club. So right now, and I kind of wish we could go back to my previous stream when I was looking at everybody who's on which teams, and I was like, oh yeah, they're trash and like they're not gonna do that good. So I could see like how accurate I am compared to the standings right now. But it looks like there's two teams tied for first. Team Mist and Laces both have a 6-2 record. So looking at the Team Mist has Arike, Veronica Burton, Alicia Gray. We know Lee's hurt. Alana Smith and Stewie. So I'm not surprised at all that they're leading. And then you got the Laces. And they have Brittany Sykes, Naz Hillman, Jordan Canada, Alyssa Thomas, Maddie Seekers, and Jackie Young. Now, when I first saw them, I was like, their team is nasty. I'm kind of surprised to see Team Breeze 5-4 because they have Paige Beckers on their team, and we all know how shorty get down. They also have Cameron Brink, Kate Martin, like I said, Dominique Malanga. I believe Ari's hurt, and then they have Rakia Jackson. So, but Noelle Quinn is their head coach. No shade to Noelle Quinn, but she does not impress me as a coach. Somehow she manages to never really. She be having the best people of the best and still just kind of be mediocre with their record. Like I don't understand what's up with Noelle, but anyway. And then Team Phantom is 6-3. So let's look at their roster real quick. They got Dana Evans, makes sense. Kelsey Plum, makes a lot of sense. Satu, Aaliyah, and Natasha Cow, Kiki, and Tiffany Hayes, bro. Come on. Do y'all see these rosters? It's like watching Olympics basketball every day. Come on, yo. Here's how about nobody cares. Quiet down. Now, I do want to see Team Hive and Lunar Owls to see who's on their team, because I don't think the Lunar Owls have the best team for real. Let's look. Yeah. Well, we know Nafisa's out, Marina's out. So they got Sky, Aaliyah, Rebecca Allen, Temmie. And Temmie, she plays on the Golden State Valkyries. And then Rachel Banham with the Chicago Sky. I'm not really surprised this team is last. It's unfortunate for real, but they just don't have enough star power on them teams. Now, let's look at Hive real quick because they at the bottom too. Sanaya Rivers, defensive greatness right there. Then you got Sonia Citron, could have been rookie of the year, but you know how that go. Paige is that girl, man. And then Ezzy, Kelsey, Monique, and then Natasha Heidman. I think Kelsey might be hurt. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense why. Hold on, because hold on. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I keep leaving and coming back just because my uncle's calling me and I hate missing his calls. But yeah, for Unrivaled, it's been a lot of fun with Unrivaled. Let me just take a look at stats, and we're gonna look at the leaders. So right now, offensively, Marina's okay. She not her. Okay, so see, this one. See, I haven't fully been watching all the way, y'all. I'll be honest with you, but I try. So they played when I can't watch sometimes. Okay, so we got Marina Mayberry leading 26.8 points. Then right behind then is Chelsea Gray, Paige, Alicia Gray, and Aaliyah Edwards. It's interesting that the Lunar Owls have leaders in points wise, but they're still doing really bad. Aaliyah's dominating. Shorty averaging a double in the league. Come on. I really enjoy Monique Billings a lot. She also plays for Golden State Valkyrie. And then, of course, Paige leading with 6.9 assists, and Chelsea Gray right behind her. And with the 3-on-3 basketball format, Chelsea Gray pocket passes are insane and crazy. I mean, that's all she doing. Eat all day long. Skylar Diggins, number 4 in blocks. I follow Skylar Diggins on Instagram. She's jacked. She's staying in the weight room. Like, if I could have her workout plan, Skylar, let me just get your nutrition plan. Please tell me what you eat in a day. What's a day in the life of Skylar Diggins? I'd love to know. 3-pointers made. Of course, Ryan Howard. Shorty a dog. Everybody was like, Alicia Gray, that's the Atlanta Dream is Alicia's team. No. In my opinion, Atlanta Dream was Ryan Howard's team. 1.5 steals. Of course, Veronica Burton leading in steals with 2.1. Shorty, most improved player of the year. And then game winners, we got Paige Beckers with 3, Kelsey Plum with 3, Stewie with 3, Marina Mayberry with 2, and then Chelsea Gray with 2. I think that's pretty dope how they include a game winners as a stat. That's so tough. And then let's just look at team stats real quick so we can see why the Mist are the number 1 team in the league right now. Look, it looks like they average 75 points per game, 34 rebounds. Oh, okay. Team Rose has the least amount of turnovers, but that can also mean they don't pass the ball around enough. It could mean that too. Team Breeze, despite them having a 5-4 record, their stats as a whole is up there at number 2. So that's interesting to me that they're losing. I gotta watch more. Definitely gotta watch. Now, I made an Unrivaled account. I'm not gonna sign in front of y'all, but I definitely want to maybe at some point catch. So tonight, there's a game on at TNT at 7:30 with the Vinyl versus the Hive. And then at 8:45, we're gonna have the Mist and the Laces. And this game ready to be fire. So I'm actually gonna watch this. My mom has HBO, so I'm gonna watch that. Make sure I can sign in on her account. And we're gonna watch this. Okay, yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna watch, and then tomorrow we'll talk more about which team. Now, just based on the Mist and the Laces, I got the Laces tonight. Despite the Mist being number 1, the Laces team is disgusting. Let's look at it one more time because they're nasty. I think they have the best team in my opinion. Brittany Sykes, Naz Hillman, Jordan Canada, Alyssa Thomas, Maddie Seegers, and Jackie Young, right? And then actually, let me pull up the team Mist so then we can look at it and just see out of the 2 teams what the matchups are gonna look like. Then they got Enrique, Veronica Burton, Alicia Gray, Alana Smith, and then Stewie, because Lee is definitely out with her ACL. I know that for a fact. So hold on. We got, first of all, watching Naz and Jordan play against Alicia is gonna be so fun, right? And then we know that Alana, wait, hold on. Then they got Brittany Sykes, who is, a Seattle Storm player. And then we got, we don't got no other Storms on here. So that's And then we're going to get to see Alyssa Thomas versus Alana Smith, which they were the ones who played in that conference championship before we know what happened. And then, I mean, I'm excited because this team right here, they got, I think they have this, they don't really have size like this team does. Well, with Stewie and Alana, they got good size. And then they got a shooter and then a defensive and then obviously offensive shooter. I think it's going to be Alyssa Thomas matching up with Stewie. And then Maddie Seegers is going to definitely match up against Alana. And even Naz Hillman is tall enough to maybe get with Alana for real. And vice versa. Because Alana can stretch. She can guard a forward or a guard. And then with points is probably going to be Alicia Gray versus Jordan Canada or maybe Brittany Sykes, but I'm pretty sure they're going to maybe match up Jordan Canada with Alicia. And then with Brittany Sykes, Veronica Burton is kind of small, so I don't know if that would be the absolute best matchup against Brittany because she has more length. But I think Veronica can hold her own and guard even Jordan Canada, maybe shift Jordan, put Veronica on Jordan, and on defense put Alicia on Brittany, possibly, or even put Oh, Jackie. Why am I forgetting about Jackie? My fault, Jackie. My fault. Jackie could very much be the one who's going to end up guarding Alicia Gray, to be honest. I would love to see that matchup. Oh, my gosh. Come on, y'all. Come on. What a time. What a freaking time. This game is going to be nasty. Okay. So, I both teams are 6-2. So this is going to determine who leads the league overall. And I'm going to go ahead and go with the Laces for the win. As much as I love me some Stewie and Veronica Burton, I'm going to go ahead and go with Team Laces here. But I don't know, man. Because Stewie know how to win and Alyssa Thomas don't. No offense, Alyssa. I'm being shady. All right. And then the other game on is the Vinyls and the Hive. And I mean, no offense, but 3-5, 2-6. Let's still take a look at each team, and give our predictions because that's my favorite part about the game. So Team Vinyl, they got Ray Burrell, De'Erica Amby, Ryan Howard, Courtney Williams, Brittany Griner, and Erica Wheeler. Why are they not winning more? I don't know. It's probably Brittany Griner for. Hold on, let me check the chat real quick. Let's say, who does Lexi play for? Lexi? Who? Lexi who? I can't think of any Lexi that was talked about. Salute to Unrivaled. Who does Lexi play for? Did I skip over a Lexi? I don't know. Lexi, I'm not sure who you're talking about. So we got Ray Burrell and De'Erica Amby. They both play for the LA Sparks. So it's pretty cool that they're on the same team. And then you got Ryan Howard, Brittany Griner, both play for Atlanta. So it's cool they're on the same team. And then Courtney is on the Lynx, the Minnesota Lynx, and Erica Wheeler plays on the Seattle Storm. This team has the length, hands down. And Courtney Williams has some of the best perimeter defense out there. It's pretty decent. She's most likely out of this bunch their point guard. And then you probably have Erica Wheeler as a backup point guard or even backup too. And then Ryan Howard is a great guard. She's shooting all the threes. We just saw that she leads the league in threes, or at least up there in threes made. And then Ray Burrell, great length, great defensively, and she comes off the bench for the LA Sparks, but she always has energy, so I don't ever worry about her. And then they probably rely on De'Erica to hold the paint down a lot. The one thing about De'Erica I'm not a fan of is she has terrible rim protection, and Brittany Griner is cool, but it ain't nothing to get past Brittany Griner. So I can imagine watching them play, probably some of their issues is they're getting scored on a lot, and probably women are going to the foul line against them a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we went back to the leaders and we saw like leaders in team stats that we don't see Team Vinyl in there at all. Maybe in fouls. Do they have leaders in fouls? I guarantee. Because look, and even in blocks, we don't even see Brittany or De'Erica up there in top 5 for blocks. I'm not kidding, y'all. Like, let me look at team stats real quick. Look at the Vinyls. They're 60. They don't score that much. They average 1.4 blocks per game. That's almost the lowest out of the league. And personal fouls, 12.3. They don't lead in fouls, but they tough. They up there. Damn, the Lunar Owls be fouling. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to looking at this team. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the Hive basketball again. So Sanaya, Sonia, Ezzy, Kelsey. So we got Sanaya plays for the Connecticut Suns. Sonia plays for the Mystics. Ezzy plays for the Seattle Storm. Kelsey Mitchell is on the Indiana Fever. Monique Billings is on the Golden State Valkyries, and Natasha Heidman plays on the Lynx. And she was usually that backup for Courtney Williams. So it's fun that we're going to get to see Courtney and Natasha Heidman versus each other tonight. It might be a fun game just watching them, because I don't know if you're familiar, but on YouTube they have like this like YouTube channel together, and they both dyed their hair, and they're pretty close. But whenever Natasha Heidman comes in a game, she more so acts as their point guard, and then that puts Courtney Williams back into her natural position at the 2. And so watching them, they'll probably end up guarding each other at some point, probably. But looking at this team here, it will probably see a lot of Ezzy and Monique Billings versus Brittany Griner and De'Erica Amby. Notably, I think the Monique Billings and De'Erica Amby matchup is going to be pretty crazy. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go down. And then as far as like Sonia Citron, I'm wondering who on here is going to stop Sonia from scoring. Are they going to put Ray on there? Because Sonia is long, like she has length, bro. Sonia is going to be so tough next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Sonia leads the league in points next year or leads the league in 3 made. Like, she's tough. I went and seen him in person, and I always say this, but I think it really matters when you watch somebody in person versus watching them play on the TV. It's just different, a whole different experience to actually watch, because there's certain like little mannerisms and certain things that you see in person, and you're like, wow, they're a great player. And that was Sonia Citron. I was captivated by her performance. I mean, looking at this, I think the Team Hive is going to win, just because I think these women maybe more so defensively have it going on. But if they can't get enough stops against this team is actually pretty offensive, though. It's going to come down to, can the Hive sustain good defense and then score? And then it's also going to come down to, can the Vinyls, protect the rim and have good defense? Because this Vinyl team, they're not the best defensively. I would say Hives has a better defensive team, but they are better offensively for sure. But luckily, this team can match up against this other team. So, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna still go Team Hive. I'm gonna go Team Hive. Even though the Vinyls have a better offensive team overall, I'm gonna go with Hive basketball. And just looking at this game, looks like the Hive are 2-6 and Vinyl are 3-5. So well, they got the game's about to start in 3 minutes. Let me come back here on this thing. I've been running my mouth. Oh, Lexi. Oh, you're talking about Lexi, the blonde chick, Lexi. I know you're talking about, from the Fever. I don't she plays for, I think she's on Team Rose. Let me double check. Let's see. I think she might be on Team Rose. Yeah, Lexi Hall plays on Team Rose. She's on there with Azare Stevens, Sug Sutton, Chelsea Gray, Kalia Copper, and Shakira Austin. So I'm excited for Unrivaled basketball. Make sure you tune in if you have TNT or True TV or catch yourself up. Again, the season ends in March. So it was supposed to be the season ends in March and then WNBA starts in April, but WNBA probably won't start until May. Best case scenario, and worst case scenario, we won't even have a season. Lord have mercy. But well, this has been fun. I'm gonna leave that here. I'm gonna leave end on a good note, which is what was a good note? Because that wasn't a good note. I'm gonna end on a good note. At the end of the day, no matter what semantics, shenanigans, or whatever politics that are going on with the NBA and the WNBA, there's fans like me and there's fans like you who love the game of basketball, right? And so that is what we will continue to celebrate. Having the privilege to watch the game of basketball and talk about basketball, and hopefully once we cut through all the trolling and the ego and the filth, we'll get to see the game we love. Some good ball, right? That's our hope. All right. Well, as always, I appreciate everyone for subscribing, for dropping a like, and all your support. And I look forward to the next time we get on stream. Who knows? The next time I go live, I might have a guest. So we'll see. Much love to y'all. And as always, if you know bull, you know ball. All right. Bye, y'all.